growing up in Indonesia, I was always told this story by my caregiver, who is very close to me, and she always says, Tamara, finish every single grain of rice. If you don't finish it, the rice will cry. And that freaked me out. You know, when you waste rice, even a single grain, you're wasting the labor of that farmer. You're wasting the water, energy, and resources. The Food Systems Lab is a social innovation lab tackling the issue of food waste and food insecurity in Toronto.
The Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation believes that really systemic, difficult problems like this one cannot be approached from an academic standpoint alone, or from a community standpoint, or even from an industrial standpoint. It involves so many issues, so many stakeholders, that we needed to see a multi-level, systemic, multi-sectoral approach, and that's what you propose with this lab.
Our approach in the lab is revolutionary in that we believe the first step to improving the food system and reducing food waste is by breaking barriers and building relationships between different stakeholders across the food system. Our stakeholders include Indigenous leaders, retailers, chefs, farmers, NGOs, faith leaders, policymakers, migrant farm workers, and more.
Get that unified voice out there and get those issues out there to the city and to the province as well, and even on the federal level if we need to. You know, this is not just a Toronto issue, it's an issue that's right across this country, and whether it's a small village or a town or a First Nation, there's food issues and food waste issues, and we need to know how to manage that.
Reviewing the system as a whole instead of patching it with little band-aids. Are you benefited from the system right now?
System?
Like the grower at the bottom of the supply chain.
The consumer part, it influences the production part, and I want to see the whole chain, the whole distribution system is really important, because it also calls for it helps me to see where there's inequality, there's no fairness. It helps me to see a lot of the issues and the laws, the policies, and so on. So what do we expect of the producer, the policymaker, then the institution?
Incentives come to mind. Economic, social, environmental, but incentives from policy, from government would be really helpful. We're a purpose-driven company. We really value social and environmental and economic benefits, and food is our vehicle to affect change. And food waste is undeniably something that we can't ignore.
A social innovation lab is a tool that enables communities to come together and develop innovative solutions through a systems-based approach. It starts with the process of understanding the system, developing solutions, and prototyping interventions.
If we donate it, then it goes back to for its intended purpose, or if it's recycled, then it almost becomes like a closed loop.
What we have been doing is partnering also with local food distributors like the Western Co-op. So instead of going back, either trying to store it again or throw it, then we use other distribution outlets at a slightly lower price so that the markup doesn't change the price on the market.
One of the things we can do is realize that as we're looking at green infrastructure funding, the green infrastructure really ought to include this kind of thing, allowing communities to become more food secure.
It's really encouraging because you can see that people are aware of the problem, right? And as long as there's awareness, we can come to solutions, and when we come to solutions, we can act upon them.
We hope to address the issue of food waste in Toronto and inspire other cities in Canada to follow suit.